Hey internet, so I've got 120 mining, that's cool, but I'm sure you've clicked on this video because you read the my health condition part. So if you watched my video last week, I said I went to the doctors before and got like treatment for gout. They gave me some steroid tablets. That's cool. So it's been 2 weeks and my gout hasn't really recovered, so I went back and saw the doctor. At the same time, my shoulder was like absolutely killing me, so 2 birds, 1 stone. And they had a look at it. They diagnosed me with a frozen shoulder. So what frozen shoulder is that it happens when there's an inflammation. So for example, gout was a trigger because gout is an arthritis that causes inflammation. It's rare. It doesn't happen too often. Another likelihood of frozen shoulder is if you've broken your arm in the past. It's a high likelihood that you may get frozen shoulder. So what it is basically your shoulder gets inflamed and then like it contracts your nerves and it tightens like your movement, so your arm becomes stiff. And yeah, so right now I've got 90 degrees of movement, which isn't too bad, but over time I will probably lose that movement to 45 degrees, which isn't good. Now, technically I could ignore the pain and do the whole movement, but I might probably just pass out from the pain. So technically I can still move, but like when you move it hurts so much it feels like your arm's being ripped off. So that's why they call it a frozen shoulder, because technically you can move, but you actually can't move because it hurts so much. Is it a life-threatening disease? No. So it is recoverable. However, the timeline is this. The freezing side is usually about 9 months. So 9 months of intense pain, or not intense pain. The intense pain is when you ignore the warning signs and just do the motion, like move your arms in a certain degree, even if it hurts you. So you shouldn't do that. Don't recommend, unless it's an emergency, obviously. Okay, so yeah, it does suck. And then there's the frozen side where you don't feel pain, but you just can't move your arm. So because like the inflammation causes your nerve to stiffen and like tighten your muscles as well, so like your movement range becomes limited. And then there's the thawing stage. Thawing? Yeah. So that's the recovery stage, but that takes a long time. So 9 months for the intense pain, another 9 to 12 months for the frozen stage, and then the thawing stage is like 2 years. So we're looking at about 2 to 3 years of me unable to use my left arm. And I say technically, I mean like I can still move it, I can still use it, like I can use it to type keyboard and stuff, but I can only lift light things like a cup of water, a bowl of rice, all that stuff. So it is annoying, and yeah, it just makes your life, if your life wasn't already hard, now you kind of just lose one limb basically for 3 years until it can recover. And the doctor said there is no treatment for it. It's like we can give you some injections and like some steroid injections in your localized shoulder, but like it's not going to cure it. It might buy you a little bit of time, so it allows you a little bit of movement, but you're still gonna get like that 3-year period. So it doesn't matter, we can slow it down, but it's still gonna happen regardless. It's not life-threatening, but it does like reduce people's quality of life quite a bit. Does that change anything for me when I study next year? So when I go back to university and do software engineering? Nah. I can do it with one hand. Like, I will find a way. Honestly, yes, life is gonna be hard, so it's already hard mode, but we're gamers, so we can overcome this. And like the doctor said, it's not life-threatening, but it does make your life really hard when you lose like one limb for 3 years. So on the bright side, at least I get my left arm back in 3 years. On the downside, I'm gonna miss it for 3 years. So yeah, okay, so that's the sad news. But like I said, we're gamers, and technically I'm a mechanical engineer, so I can adapt, I can problem solve. So yeah. So one thing I have noticed though is that putting on a shirt is a mission and a half. So yeah, just gotta be creative and figure out how to put on a shirt without like feeling all the pain in the world. And yeah, I mean, every time I move my arm beyond that 90-degree range, so if I move it to 100 degrees or more than that, like, basically the way I can describe it is my arm being ripped off, and it just feels like, yeah, the amount of pain that you go through is like you actually scream at the top of your lungs. That's how painful it is. So yes, technically I can still have full function of my arm. I just choose not to, I guess, because it just hurts if I go over that movement range. Okay, so coming back to RuneScape, we're just going to open up my Wilderness Flash Events rewards and see if we get anything. Okay. Nothing. Maybe something. And nothing. Okay. So let's open up our casket. Maybe we'll get a die or something. Nope. Reroll. Maybe we'll get something good. And no. Okay. That is cool, I guess. I was hoping for some good news, but it looks like it is just bad news today. And that's okay. Life is not always about the highs, sometimes it's about the lows. I'm relatively positive. I think I can get through this. It's not like an incurable disease that's gonna like kill me in 3 years. It's more like, yeah, your arm's just not gonna be working for 3 years. Like, you can still move a little bit, you just can't use it to your full extent. It's like you nerf your arm. Like, yeah, an unnecessary nerf. So the way I look at it, it's like your arm's tied behind your back for 3 years and you can't use it. And if you do use it, there will be extreme consequences. Okay. So typically it is a rare condition. It's typically seen in elderly women, so old grannies. It's not common in like people under 40. So I'm in my 30s, so yeah, it's not common, and it's not it's a rare diagnosis, and it's not common for young people. So those two things together I don't know if I feel special or if I'm just really unlucky. Either way, it is what it is. I think, yeah, as long as I don't put anything on a high shelf, it's fine. And I'm glad I'm no longer working in the supermarket, and I'm no longer working at a engineering factory, so I don't have to do anything physical and like lift things high up or like lift heavy things. So that's cool. Also gives me another reason to swap over to software engineering, because like software engineering, you don't really require physical activity, you just need to use mental activity. And yeah, so you just really need to code, problem solve. So you don't really need to use your hand, maybe for typing, but you've got one hand. That's probably all you need. It helps if you've got two. Even if I don't have any hands or any arms, I can still do text, voice to text or voice to code. So there are options. So yeah, I mean, when they close the door, they leave a window open. And if they close the door and there's no windows, you make a window, or you make a door, or you knock the door down. So there are options. Yeah, it does suck, but it is what it is. Okay, so that's the bad news for this week. Yeah, nothing to apologize. It is what it is. Like, I did break my arm in the past, and unfortunately I did have gout recently diagnosed, so the inflammation with the combination of my arm breaking, so yeah, that's like caused it to happen. So normally if you break your arm but you don't have inflammation, yeah, then your odds are like kind of like 25%, but if you have both, it's more likely it's going to be around about 90% that you're going to get a frozen shoulder. Okay, I think we will end it at that sombering, sad note. Don't worry, I'll still make YouTube videos for Runescape. There's nothing you guys can do. There's no cure, and there's no medicine that you can take either. You can do physio, but the doctor said like you can just do your own physio if you don't want to spend money on physio. And yeah, and like you can choose to take the steroid injection to give you a little bit mobility, but it's gonna happen regardless, so it's only buying you a little bit of time. So you can just use your arm a little bit more, but you're still gonna lose your mobility of your arm for like 3 years, so it may delay it, but eventually it'll happen. So I'm gonna choose not to take the injection just because like I'm already taking steroids right now, and if I put even more steroids in me, it's gonna nuke my system. So yeah. Also, frozen shoulder is a autoimmune type of, I guess, not a disease, I guess diagnosis. So basically your body's just attacking your body. Like your cells are attacking your cells because they're confused. I don't know. I didn't really dive into it, but that's what the doctor sort of explained. Okay. So with that sad note, I guess thanks for watching. Hope you had a great day. I hope you don't have a frozen shoulder. If you do, I guess we can share stories in the comments below. Alright, I will see you maybe next week. Until next time, see ya.